Alright, so we are back for another Dokkan battle video, and in today's video we are going to be looking at the EZA for the LR VEGETA and NAPPA. Now I'm going to be completely honest, I was not expecting their EZA to be good whatsoever. I was expecting them to just be a complete fumble, and maybe just like heavily restricted to a team or restricted to facing a certain enemy, which they do have restrictions for their enemy built into their kit, but we'll get into that later. It's not really that bad. But no, actually, they're really impressive. Of course, they're an extreme class unit, so they're very beneficial on a lot of these really weak teams. I mean, you can see they're on stuff like Inhuman Deeds, Terrifying Conquerors, Sand Saga, Space Traveling Warriors. So a lot of weak teams they're buffing, and overall, just really good unit. So if you've got them in your box, definitely make sure you get them EZA'd if you're on JP, because I think they get their EZA tomorrow by the time me recording this. So they're about to get their EZA very soon. And of course, like I said, they got a lot of value. So we're running them on the physical Raditz team. We got a pretty good opening rotation right here. We're at 314k defense, and we do get a lot of stats on super. So that's not that bad, all things considered. Keep in mind, we are missing a couple links though. Over 9,000, Berserker, Shattering the Limit, and Legendary Power all give a lot of stats collectively between them. So just keep that in mind. We're missing those links right here. I guess... yeah, we could just run this as a rotation. So we got Tough as Nails activated, which does give us 5% damage reduction. So technically right here, we do have a little bit of damage reduction, so just keep that in mind. Now VEGETA and NAPPA, I guess I can just start going over their kit. They do start off with 2 key and then 178% attack and defense. I mean, 178% attack and defense is really good for a summonable LR because, of course, they do have summonable LR stats. So that's why you can see they're at, 300k defense start of turn, which isn't amazing by itself, but considering all the stats they get on super, that is pretty impressive. And then the 2 key start of turn is good. It helps them get their 18 key super, which, by the way, I completely forgot about their super attack effects. On their 18 key super, they're getting 100% attack and defense. Yes, 100%. So their defense is basically doubling if you get their 18 key super. And then on their 12 key super attack effect, they get 50% attack and defense. So all additionals are going to be massively raising their defense. Not literally, they just get 50% attack and defense for one turn. But then their 18 key is literally massively raising attack and defense. You get 100% attack and defense for one turn, which is just crazy, man. Like, after you get your supers, their defense is going to spike up, like, exponentially. You're going to double your defense, and then you're going to get half of your defense a couple times after that. Because they do have built-in additionals, which we're going to get into right now. So, they launch an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super when HP is 78% or more, and then they get an additional 78% attack within the same turn after evading an attack, and then they get an additional 78% attack and defense per existing enemy. They get 1 key up to 5 every time the character delivers a final blow, and then they exchange it to VEGETA when conditions are met. I just wanted to, run through the whole passive right there, just get it out of the way, because I noticed in my summon videos, or not my summon videos, my showcase videos, sorry, I'm usually just talking about the unit and what they're actually doing the whole time, instead of actually their performance that's on screen. So I'd rather just talk about their kit, get all that out of the way, and then we can talk about their actual performance on screen. But yeah, them getting the 78% attack after they dodge is really good because they do have that active skill, not the exchange, the active skill, where they get 1 turn of guaranteed dodge. But during that turn, they do debuff their attack by 50%. So we got it right here. Actually, you guys are going to see. So getting the 50% attack debuff isn't that big of a deal because I wouldn't really say they're a damaging unit. So the attack debuff doesn't really do a whole lot to them. But considering they get 78% attack after they dodge, that basically just completely cancels out the attack debuff because then not only are you getting the 50% attack back, but you're getting an extra 28%, I think. So very good with that. Yeah, we do have the active skill. I guess we can go ahead and play this. My face cam is going to go away, but I still want to get this in the video. So let's go ahead and play this active skill. Alright, so like I mentioned, we do have guaranteed dodge right here. We're going to throw them in slot 1, just so we get the extra attack buff after we get that first dodge off. So our attack stat should still be pretty impressive right here. And like I said, guaranteed dodge. I completely forgot to check its defensive stat, but it's probably around like 300k. So yeah, you can see getting guaranteed dodge right here. If you use this like correctly and just push it off maybe till you know they're not going to be able to tank normals or tank a super from an enemy, this could be really useful because 1 turn of guaranteed dodge, I mean, dude, that's insane, right? I think other units that have it, the 5th year fusions, the Int UI Goku, there's the AGL Vegito, all 3 of those units have it, and I'm sure you guys use them a lot and you know how busted it is. So this guy having 1 turn of guaranteed dodge on his active skill, you guys can tell just from using the guaranteed dodge with the 3 units I just mentioned, is going to be very useful. Now, okay, this turn right here, I'm going to try and float off Yajirobe. I want to get Yajirobe on the same rotation. I know he's a really good support. Well, I might want to get Great Ape Vegeta on the same rotation as well. I know they share, I think, 4 out of 7 links, but they don't share Tough as Nails, so never mind. I don't think I want to do that. Because Tough as Nails, dude, it's an important link. You're going to want to make sure you have that activated. If you're on Global and you don't know who to link level, I highly recommend the Vegeta and Nappa because, of course, at link level 1, Tough as Nails, I don't know exactly what it's doing, but I know it's not doing as much as it is link level 10, obviously. So getting that link level 10 so you can get the extra 20% defense and then 5% damage reduction would be really crucial because 5% damage reduction is actually a decent amount. It might not sound like a lot on paper, but if you think about it, even a little bit of damage reduction with, you know, the crazy high defensive stat that they're going to have, because keep in mind, they get all that stats on Super, it is going to make a big difference. So very good, just with everything. I would say, again, they got a very good EZA overall. In the pre-exchange state, so in the Vegeta and Nappa state, they're not going to be that crazy. They're going to be good, but not like crazy. So like right here, you can see defensively only 337k. That's good if you consider they have that 1 turn of guaranteed dodge, if you consider they get all the stats on Super, but it's not good by itself. But once you exchange into Vegeta, then they get that guaranteed guard for the first couple turns. They recover 50% HP. They still get all the stats on Super. I say they, but it's just Vegeta. So he still gets all the stats on Super. And he's just a really crazy unit all around. But that's kind of like the limit of this unit. So you're running this guy for the exchange into Vegeta. You're not really running him just to use Vegeta and Nappa. Unless you're in Super Battle Road World Tournament, in which you are because you want that AoE. But in normal difficult content, you're going to try and get that exchange. And the sad thing is it is kind of difficult to get. I'm going to be completely honest. There's definitely going to be scenarios where you don't get it. So you can see right here. Oh, no, that's not the condition. Hang on. It might not even be translated. Okay, yeah, it's not translated. I'll just read it out for you. So the condition is that it can be activated starting from the 4th turn from start of battle when HP is 50% or less. Obviously, there being a turn restriction and an HP restriction isn't really the best, but if you get lucky or unlucky and you get caught with a super and you do a lot of damage or you take a lot of damage, then you can get the exchange off, and of course it would be very valuable. So speaking of the exchange, let's go ahead and cut to when we can get it. I'm not too sure where we're going to bring him. I'm going to try and just, I guess, get a really weak team. Actually, we're running physical Raditz. He's going to take a bunch of damage anyway. We could basically run this team anywhere and we're going to take a lot of damage because, Raditz is here. So let's just go ahead and cut to when we can use the exchange into Vegeta and see how crazy he's looking then. Alright, so now with that active skill, or the exchange, it's just insanity. We're just going to be absolutely crazy now. You can see we've got a lot of support on this rotation, so just keep that in mind. We're sitting here at 3 out of 7 links activated, and we're at 470k defense. Dude, that's 470k defense with guard. We get 100% defense on Super, and we still get 50% attack and defense on all additionals. Okay, so we're looking at basically 1 million defense with guard after we Super. That's pretty crazy, man. We do have built-in crits. We do have built-in super effective against all types and all that, which we will go over here in a second. We definitely would be able to tank on this turn, but I just want to play it safe because we do have the middle Rildo. Oh, okay. Well, okay, we're going to have to use a damage reduction item because I know this guy's going to absolutely die. We're just going to play it like this. Yeah, almost 500k defense start of turn is crazy. Because like I said, we get the, defense on Super, so we get 100% defense from our 18 key super attack effect. And then that's going to set us at 60k defense under 1 million. So, what, that's 940k defense with guard. And then all additionals are going to give us 50% defense. So we're going to be well over 1 million defense after we get our supers. And we have guard. That's crazy, man. Just defensively for the first couple turns, this guy's going to be absolutely insane. A 13.8 million attack stat, and we get all this stuff at 24 key, which we're going to go over here in a second, including a guaranteed crit, which we got right there, obviously. Yeah, man, this guy's good. This guy's good. You get the exchange into Vegeta, and then he's just insane. I mean, I get why they made it kind of difficult to get because he's so good when you exchange, obviously, but I don't know, man. I wish it was easier because it is going to be kind of tricky to get the exchange into Vegeta. Like I said, there being an HP restriction and a turn restriction definitely is not a good combination, but it's worth it. It is 100% worth it. If, you get unlucky, you get caught with the super, and then going into turn 4, turn 5, you're below 50% HP, and you're able to get the exchange off. I mean, for the next 3 turns, this guy's going to be just a beast all around. Because he does get that guard for the first 3 turns when you exchange, so of course when it wears off, I don't want to say he's going to be bad, but defensively he's going to drop a lot. Because almost a million defense is really good, but almost a million defense with guard is broken. Like, there's a fine line between a million defense with guard and not with guard. So, just keep that in mind. For the first couple turns when he has the guard, he's going to be amazing defensively. And then once he loses it, it's not like he's going to be bad defensively, but he's going to be noticeably worse. Okay, so we should be able to kill here. I kind of hope we do, because I don't want to have to worry about the AoE. Although, Vegeta is going to obliterate this Broly right here, because of course we got type advantage. So, even if we don't kill, we definitely are on the next turn. Okay, anyway. Just to start going over the Vegeta's kit. Sorry, I got a little sidetracked. So he starts off by recovering 50% HP. Obviously, that's very good because you have to be below 50% HP to get the exchange. So then if you do end up getting the exchange, you're low on HP, but then you recover 50% HP. So, pretty useful with that. And then also he gets 4 key and then 200% attack and defense start of turn. The 4 key is nice, helps him get that 18 key super attack more often. And like we mentioned, getting the 100% stats on 18 key super is very good. So him getting the 18 key super attack more often, very good. And then he gets 200% attack and defense start of turn. He gets an additional 100% attack and defense when HP is 50% or more. He gets guaranteed guard for 3 turns from start of turn. And then he gets an additional 3 key and then 180% attack and defense when facing only 1 enemy. And then he gets an additional 3 key and then 180% attack and defense when attacking a super class enemy, which we do not have right here. So keep that in mind. We're missing an additional 180% attack and defense. So on that one turn where we're at 470k defense, imagine that, but with 180% more attack and defense. Yeah, this guy has a crazy high potential, man. Just insane. So we were tanking double digits from the Broly super, but unfortunately, the STR Nappa just completely sucks. So we did die right there. I guess we can just go ahead and call it at that. I mean, you guys see, he's absolutely insane. There are some situations we didn't get to see in this video, like when he loses his guard. Defensively, he is going to drop off. He's only going to be, around a million defense after his super. And that's not amazing. There's still some value with that. If you got type advantage or if you're only tanking normals, that's definitely pretty good, being at around a million defense. But, without the guard, super attacks are still going to do a lot of damage to him. So that's something you're going to want to keep in mind. Also, like I said, when facing a super class enemy, he gets the extra 180% attack and defense. That's going to be insane when you get that activated, but most difficult events, you're not facing a super class enemy, so that's not insanely, easy to get. You kind of have to go out of your way to get that. And then also, just to finish going over his kit, he gets 3 key, attacks effective against all types when key is 18 or more, and then a guaranteed crit when key is 24. So, that's been the video. Let me know what you guys are thinking of the EZA, LR, Vegeta, and Nappa. I know we missed a couple scenarios with them. Like I said, we didn't get to see the Vegeta without his guard, and we didn't get to see the Vegeta with the extra 180% attack and defense, but you get a pretty good feeling of what this guy's looking like. And most of the time, you're not going to be facing a super class enemy anyway, so you're never really going to see that activated. But I guess that pretty much has been the video. Let me know what you guys are thinking of EZA, LR, Vegeta, and Nappa, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.